This time on Stay Tuned, Grandpa's Lincoln's back and it is angry. Wow. Yeah, hit the old overboost on that one. Please take a second to go over to the Stay Tuned merch store. We've got a rack of shirts from the original Stay Tuned shirt, Angelo's Gym. We're gonna lose the shop, and my new Firebird shirt. Check it out, and there's lots of stickers too. Welcome back to Stay Tuned. We're here at PSR Performance with our stinking Lincoln, and it is just about time to set this thing free. The boys are throwing in some colder plugs, and we're gonna see what kind of horsepower this thing can make. So we did a couple of upgrades since you last saw this thing to get it really ready to lay down some power. We've got our Holley meth injection system fully plumbed and wired in. Come on around, let's keep going. We also dropped the fuel tank and installed a Holley Performance 470 liter per hour fuel pump. The other thing we did was hook up a Holley boost solenoid so that the Holley can control the turbo boost levels, and wired in the rest of the meth injection system. This thing has all the bells and whistles, and all we have to do now is fire it up. Brad's gonna hit a couple keys and make all sorts of power. This is our 4.6 fully forged, somewhat mystery motor, but it's gonna do just fine. You gotta wait, you gotta buy me. No. Yeah, oh. That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
This is an all-thing.
I know. All right, horsepower guess on the Lincoln. We haven't started it up yet, so no idea, no runs. I'm gonna call it 610 wheel horsepower, which would be kick-ass.
582.
Thinking, how much boost we gonna run?
All of it.
18-ish, 20?
Well, we can only go to 28.
28? I'm gonna go 669. You heard it here.
669.
Yeah, I'm really optimistic about this thing.
Nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
700.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like it to hold together.
I think the
if it made
turbo-
like five, because it made 400 wheel before.
I think the turbo is going to be the part.
I agree.
Yeah.
If it, first off, every internet scientist out there is super mad about our crossover and up pipe.
Oh, okay.
So people think that's going to be the problem, but it's not. I don't. It's
I
just
think
the
we're
size,
going to
general
run out
size
of
of this
turbo more
turbo.
than anything.
Yeah. If it made 500 wheel, I would be thrilled. And all the
What did it make
time,
before? I don't remember.
400 wheel.
400, okay.
We added 100,
So
I'd be
550.
thrilled.
We'll
But if
make
it
it the
did,
same as this CTS. This
Perfect.
made 560 yesterday.
yeah.
we go.
Firebird made 569 here or something. So in that,
So we can't make more than the
we can
Firebird.
make more than Firebird, because then the Firebird could always make a bunch more.
Well, that motor's built for it.
That motor is.
Yeah. So is this
we-
one. It just needs the turbo to go with it. It still feels like there's like a ton of load on it. I was like, why did it backfire like that? And that's the only thing that would make sense is it overboosted. Remember I set that in there for Tony?
How much boost did it make?
I'll let you know in a second.
So to let me drive it around and break it in, Brad had this thing set up with the most baby soft tune of all time, with like 1 degree of advance on the ignition and a 5,000 RPM rev limit. So we're taking all that stuff off now and turning it up. He knows me pretty good. He knows me pretty good.
It worked.
Yes. Next time, just take a 2x4 and put it under the gas pedal, I guess. All right, so we did one run so far. It made 437 wheel horse dudes, and that's killer. That's basically just right off the wastegate pressure. Brad's gonna start turning it up. And one thing, if you watch the other episodes, we bought this engine like sort of sight unseen off of Craigslist, already built from a guy who had bought it from a guy who didn't know all the specs. We found a parts list. We knew It's a little bit of a stroker. It's 375 stroke. We know the compression's around 9-to-1, but we didn't know what the ring gap was. We didn't know a bunch of things. Ring gap is crucial to how much boost you can run. Cars without turbos or nitrous run them really tight, and if you add a bunch of boost, the temperature in there is going to actually fuse them to the walls, and then everything explodes. So we found out that this has 25 thousandths ring gap, which should put us at about able to run maybe 30 psi, somewhere in there, which is great. And the only reason I found that out is because the guy that actually built this engine, who's in Tennessee, hit me up and was like, I built that thing 8 years ago. And I said, oh, cool. What's the ring gap? Hey, let us know. I was like, I appreciate that. He was like, yeah, we did X, Y, and Z. And I was like, how much boost can we run through it is the real question. The output of it's coming into the Holley. You're going to take that and run it over to the input. It's going to double that input, and he's going to have a signal to base his sensor off of. So to make the boost solenoid work, we need to have dome pressure, or essentially map pressure. So we're going to more or less jump the map signal from the main part of the Holley harness over to one of the inputs and then bring that in as part of the boost controller. It's no big deal, just some science stuff.
Can you give me the clippers on their green handle, I think, on the table?
Yeah.
The dome's reading 0.
It's a black and red wire. There's only one. White with white.
Oh, no, I'm an idiot. That was my
Right, white with blue.
I didn't drag it down. I didn't put it in its hole.
You know, that's a thing I always
A12,
want to hear my
number one.
tuner say. Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot.
That'll be fine.
Makes you feel good.
You just have to assign the input.
I know, he's just real good at putting my blood pressure up real high.
That doesn't take that much.
That's true. Your baseline's probably. Blew that right off. Went down.
Yeah, I didn't pull it the whole way out.
Okay. I'm more worried about these spark plugs, dude, coming at us.
No, we got those billet covers. It's like that's like a shield.
Yeah, that'll hold it in there.
Trust me.
There's a reason they're half-inch thick aluminum.
Yeah. Meth check. All right, we got half a tank. So this reservoir is only half a gallon. So we just keep checking it just to make sure we don't run out. We don't want to be mid-pull. Run out of the old meth juice.
Do it. We gotta strap it down.
Exploded the intake, dude.
What?
Exploded the intake.
Oh, it broke the intake off. Cool.
Blew the welds right off the intake.
What happened?
Broke the intake.
But can we just take a
Blew the
moment?
tab right
I was
off
like,
the intake.
dude,
The IKEA chair bolt held.
solid.
The IKEA bolt.
You gotta be kidding me,
The
man.
tab cracked off the side of the intake.
I wonder what I felt. I felt it do something.
Oh, this one
Bolt
didn't.
missing back here. Yeah.
I saw it hit 18 pounds and then I
Want
was
the
like,
bolt out?
wait, why did it
Yeah,
fall
there's
off
two
like
missing.
that? No, it didn't tell
Where
me
did
that.
they go?
Yeah, I see that.
Bro, you
There's
gotta
two
be
bolts
kidding me.
missing.
Oh, the 2 bolts are out of it?
I'm sure they blew right out. Probably pulled the threads
Did it
right
pull
out of
the
the blower
threads?
intake.
Did
Yeah,
it?
the threads are there. I think the bolts fell out.
Wait, lift that up. Not yet.
Fell out.
Yeah, bro, the motor,
Why?
Fast and Furious in real life, dog. We had an actual danger to manifold situation.
Too much boost in the coupe.
So the IQ.
This is just part of the bumper. No big deal. There's a little bit of oil under it too.
How much oil? Like a couple of droplets?
Like this
Or
much?
Out of there.
out of the remain area?
Yeah.
That's not much.
Is that like a donut or?
Out of the what?
Probably like more like a false knot size, not quite a. Wait, you guys do you guys know what a false knot is?
Bear claw?
I don't know what that means.
False nut? Like
Lancaster County thing.
pretend.
Hey, let's fix it. Let's do our best to fix this thing.
Yeah, I have these 8 mils that should actually work.
Yeah.
I got some JB weld over there. We can just JB weld it down.
Has anybody got a bag of IKEA bolts hanging around?
Probably loose and went flying.
It was already loose at that point. Yeah. Because I felt it, and then I watched the boost fall off real hard.
Okay, so we need.
Yeah. Not great. Not a good look. That does not make me happy.
So we lost one ear on the front and one ear on the back. I don't think those IKEA bolts were holding it all that well. He said there's some missing bolts.
No, that came off. He just put that there, I think.
No, I didn't. I handed any bolts that I took off, I put over there.
Yeah, we need longer. We're gonna go with longer bolts this time.
Yeah, 100%. You got that back piece, Zach?
Oh, it didn't have much for engagement. We did.
You want to weld them up?
No, we're getting new bolts and we're gonna weld these
where are
ears
we
back
going?
on. And
So there's the back. There's two. There's the back one. Where's the front one?
Oh, it broke 2.
yeah, one here, one here, on each corner.
Where's the other piece?
Jesus.
Right here. All right, so the idea behind this car was just like a fun, cheap, fast turbo car. So I went out and bought originally a $1,200 running Lincoln Mark VIII, which comes with about 280 horsepower and a 4-valve engine. We slapped a $317 on-3 turbo, did some fueling and some tuning modifications to it, and all in we were under 4,000 bucks. And this thing made 394 wheel horsepower, which was awesome. And then it promptly exploded, and it was time to go bigger, better, and better. And that's the setup we have now. Okay, so while we are finishing up our little repair on this intake manifold disaster, let me get you up to speed with what we're working with now. If you haven't watched the old episode, go back and check it out. This is a fully forged 4.6 that I bought off of Facebook. Some guy hit me up and was like, my dad bought this. It's been built like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't exactly know the details on it, but I can tell you that it's ready to rock. And we dug into it. It's got forged crank, forged rods, forged pistons, ARP hardware. It's got bullet cams. It's about as nasty as a 4.6 can get. It's actually even stroked to about a 5-liter engine. So we have high hopes for this thing. It's got a Gear Star 4R70W. That's their Stage 4++. Hardened everything, upgraded, springs and clutches and plates. It's very serious. And we're running it all on a Holley Terminator X Max, which can control the engine and the computer. So we've got pretty high hopes for this thing. Yes, it's not the bare bones like budget scenario it was before, but I like to take stuff and work in stages, and this is a big jump forward, and hopefully we're gonna make a bunch more horsepower. And it should last more than 600 feet this time. Woo!
Yeah, look at that, both
Gonna
sides.
seal up, nice!
Father Ford wanted.
Yes. Old man Ford would be stoked on this. I always wanted to get this Cobra style manifold. This is only from the 96 to 98. They look sick. They have the big coiled snake on the top. Awesome. But they're pricey. I think we have 500 bucks into this intake setup. And we would have never done it except that we decided to recycle, or we scrapped our old intake before we had anything else to show for it because we thought we were going to get a supercharged Cobra motor, and we never did. So we kind of got jammed into this, but I'm glad we did it as long as it doesn't break again. Look at that. All that extra beef there. Oh yeah, it's covered in junk.
I had a ton of carbon in there, and then on top of it, I got dust all over it. So.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're good. Good as new. Straight out of Dearborn in 1997. All right, she's back together. Rub the snake. Rub it.
Blew the welds right off that thing, huh?
Yeah, I'd heard about that in a documentary called The Fast and Furious.
You hear any ticking at all?
Uh-huh. Why?
Was that there before?
What?
Was that there before?
Spray some brake.
Went away? Yeah, that little tick is injected.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Put your head down here. together, it still moves a ton, man.
What?
That motor moves a lot.
All right, that was leaking the whole time.
What?
That had to have been leaking the whole time.
Yeah. Better now?
It went right 25 in boost cut.
25 pounds accidentally.
Oh.
And then shut it down.
Accidentally.
I love when this actually.
Well, we plugged a giant hole in the side of the manifold. I think it's wild, dude. 463.
That feels more like it.
Wow.
That was with it
Yeah.
boost cut.
Wow.
What?
That was with it boost cut.
She is. This thing is
At
gnarly.
25?
Yeah.
It hit
Hit boost cut
25
again?
pounds right at the very end.
She loves
Yeah,
the
we're
boost.
gonna
This
have to
thing
put
loves
some
make
boost
boost.
control.
Real good.
Since we don't know how long that manifold was leaking, and it's making a crazy boost now, it's going right at 25 pounds, we are pulling the boost controller out of the snare and just running it like manifold pressure right to the bottom of the wastegate. That should be the lowest amount of boost we can make, and we're going to see what it does. Again?
I don't know why it shut off.
Okay.
That backfire made it shut off.
So it made the same horsepower and lost torque.
Is that logged? Is that right?
Yeah.
Made the exact
What
same
boost did it
horsepower.
do?
It was at 25 again.
25.
25, huh?
And
All right, let's take
we
this gate off.
Yeah, it was right at 5,200. It cut out.
What's up?
It hit like 7 pounds and then like
Good.
was like loud, like all over the place.
Did what now?
Oh, here, I'll show you. It hit like 7 pounds. It like took forever to come in. It hit like 7 pounds and then it just dumped it. Like it didn't have any boost. It was weird. It took forever to come
This
in.
turbo was shaking like a...
What do you mean?
The turbo itself was shaking a lot.
A bolt's loose or something? All right, this turbo is breathed its last for sure. She's shot. She's done. I don't know if we overboosted it too many times.
Around.
She's out of round.
When you let off on it
Little
and
bit.
it was on decel, the whole turbo was going.
There's like an
this.
1/8 inch gap around the compressor wheel on the housing.
Solid.
All right. What, you got
Success.
anything laying around?
You want to put that 80 on there? That'd be perfect.
Don't
for
threaten me
this
with a
thing.
good time.
Isn't it a T6?
It's a T6, yeah.
T6.
Actually, you know what? No, I have a 78 upstairs.
There you
Yeah!
go. That's the one. That's the one we wanted.
Now we're talking.
What
We're gonna
trim
get
is the
there
exhaust?
yet.
Can I just slam it in this housing? Is it P trim? They blew the manifold off this thing. Then it was making 25 pounds. Then it was making nothing. I don't like the way that wastegate was routed, so I think we'll route it the other way.
Yeah. Okay.
But I can see, I mean, this should be,
As soon as I stuck the light in there, it self-clearance that housing pretty good.
yeah, that's not right.
Put it on right like that.
Look how
Throw
chewed
it
up
right
it is.
at it.
That'll do.
Yeah.
That's a T4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah,
I don't know if it's the same outlet, but
Sure looks
Looks
like
close.
it.
real damn close.
that's a 78, 76.
All right, let us borrow that thing for a minute.
You can do whatever you want with it.
All right, let's
It's
do
been
it.
sitting up there for 2 years.
Slap it
I
on.
love this guy.
It was literally on a.
You gotta turn it over to the light.
Is that good?
That is hammered, huh?
I've seen worse, but I've seen better. After our turbo exploded, we're checking to make sure that the oil feed is flowing properly. I've got it laying in this plastic bottle, fired up. It should blast. That should be blasted oil 10 feet in the there's a drop. He gave us a drop at the end there. It's got to be clogged or rocked. We stopped getting signal for the oil feed, or for the engine oil pressure, which is teed in right there as well. It's got to be some kind of blockage or something. Not a good look.
Just like a heart attack.
Don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. And honestly,
arteries.
that turbo worked great for us before the on-3 turbo, and it just exploded. And that's our bad. That's our bad for sure for not putting any oil through it.
Too much Tornetta's pizza. Clogged artery.
Got it clogged up.
Hang on, hang on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good. Remember we snapped a couple.
All right, day 2, we're at PSR. We threw the Lincoln up on the lift, and we're trying to find why we didn't get oil feeding to the turbo, and we're hoping it's not just because the oil pump isn't feeding oil to everything, because it's really reading low oil pressure. And we just dug into the filter. I pulled the filter out. We're gonna cut it up, look for any kind of signs of real bearing trouble, engine damage is what I'm talking about, and we'll see where to go from there, and we'll make a plan. If this cuts open and it looks nice and clean, and we will continue to dig into this housing, maybe take it off, see if anything's clogged up that's not allowing both the oil pressure sensor and the turbo feed to get oil. Yeah, and if it's got a bunch of engine damage in it, then I'm gonna take Brad's forklift and I'm gonna put it on the top of the building, and we're just gonna walk away.
Until we put an LS in it.
Yeah, we're just doing a little digging, little detective work here.
What if you just get the grinding?
So the grind, that's why I cut it so high, because obviously the grinder makes its own debris, but we'll pull it out and look for it in the filter media, in all the different pleats and folds.
Take it. Good.
What I want to do is get in here and see. Oh yeah. That's bad news bears.
Isn't it?
It is, but this is a lot of material.
Hold one open. Good again.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. That's perfect.
Turbos only have 2 little bearings in them. Yeah, we're in bad shape here, boys.
Your faces, boy.
Yeah, show me your Ford face, dog.
This is just my regular face when I find disappointment.
Yeah, look how much is in it. Yeah, Jesus,
They
man.
probably say the same thing that we're saying.
All right, so that's bad news. The motor still runs somehow, but it's got to be torn apart. It's got to go out and get clean. Let's dump the project. Just put this thing out to pasture, dude. I'm tired of buying these Ford motors. Man. Yeah, so it turns out if you're looking for some smoking gun why the oil pressure reads low and the turbo gets smoked, it's just because the motor's shot. Man. We didn't reuse anything. We didn't do anything with dirty oil.
Nope.
We didn't do anything. All brand new everything.
I'm about to drain this oil.
Stinking Lincoln.
Look at that. Look at it. There's gold in them there folds. It's bad news. It's bad news bears. I was really hoping to put some miles on this thing and then like have a street killer. I really wanted to love this car and it won't let me. We take a 45-year-old small block covered in dust out of Zach's dad's garage, throw some heads on it, and go ripping it down the street. We spend $4,500 on a brand new 0 miles 4-valve built to the hilt. And this is what she does to us. Dude, we have so much good stuff hooked up to this thing too, is the absolute worst part.
God, I thought this.
The Holley, the pump, the transmission, all this killer gear on here. What are you looking at? It's bad? Yeah, look at that sparkle.
Yeah, she's real mature.
Yeah, this thing's done.
What is?
The motor.
Why?
This
Oh, look at
is
the filter.
Bearing material. Look at that sparkle.
Good part might be you might be able to just throw bearings in it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it was knocking or nothing.
Nah, it was fun and fine. I don't think we hurt the cams. I don't think we did too much. We'll have to look.
And it's weird because we never heard it like get valve train noise or anything.
Nothing. It just had like.
I'm wondering if that ticking that we're hearing from this injectors is lifters.
No. you
No,
would hear
it's not,
lifters.
dude.
That's what they sound like, though.
Nah.
The injectors are loud anyways on these. So
Yeah.
you would hear, like, you're going to hear them because they're exposed and all that. But yeah, like, if it would have valve train noise, we would have noticed that right away.
I was excited that I got everybody on board and we were like, oh, we're doing this cool project and put a nice built motor in here and everything. I was stoked about it. I still am stoked about it, but this is a huge bummer. It's so much work to take these things apart. 3 days of wiring just to do it. I did everything nice and cleanly, like just getting the drivetrain in took forever. It's hard in these because they're tight. You do everything from the bottom, as you've seen previously. So yeah, it's a huge bummer, but we'll take it out, put it back together, fix it in between, and get this thing back on the streets. Too much in this thing to abandon it now. Right, Tony?
All right, well, that is it for this episode of Stay Tuned. Definitely finishing on a downer. We had such high hopes for our Stinking Lincoln, and we just didn't get there. Obviously, we've got an engine problem. It's a bummer. I'm kind of, wrecked about it. We put a ton of work and a ton of great parts on this thing, and if we can quick and dirty get this engine back together, slap some bearings in it, give it a spit polish, and send it back in the dyno, that will be awesome. We can't spend another $5,000 on another engine. So the goal will be to get this thing back up and running and really singing. And it did make 470 wheel horsepower with 7 PSI of oil pressure. So let's give it 75, and I think the sky's the limit. We've got to put a bigger turbo on it. We've got to make it work right. And we're going to might as well put big injectors in it now and, send it at 22 pounds. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that merch store. We could use it. I'm going to go try to do a burn on this RX-7. That's what's coming up next time.